This is kind of a continuation of Scholagladiatoria's video about swords versus pistols, as well as a continuation of a discussion I had in the comments of another one of his videos. While Scholagladiatoria spoke in his video about swords versus pistols in the 19th century context, which is when you would have actually had a choice between the two in warfare, I'm going to be talking about the subject in a sort of modern 21st century context. Basically, I'm going to be answering why we no longer use swords in modern militaries. First of all, I'd like to clear up that the inaccuracy and lack of ammunition in modern handguns is often exaggerated. A well-trained marksman can realistically hit a human-sized target at a range of about 25 yards, and a range of 4 yards is practically considered point-blank range for a human-sized target. Modern service handguns also tend to carry around 15 to 17 rounds, and considering that you would generally carry an extra magazine, ammunition would only realistically be an issue when fighting against large numbers of opponents or in extended combat. So in an imaginary fight between a master swordsman and a soldier with a pistol, the swordsman probably couldn't coax a soldier into wasting all of his ammo unless the soldier was a complete idiot, especially considering how easily modern pistol rounds penetrate light barriers like walls. Now on to context. The first problem with swords is that they take too long to learn how to use effectively. United States Marine Corps boot camp, which is the longest boot camp in the US military, is about 3 months long. About 2 weeks of that boot camp is dedicated to rifle marksmanship. It makes sense that a sidearm, generally being used less than your main weapon, should take less time to learn than your main weapon. A pistol fits that bill perfectly. I don't have any definite numbers on this, but I've been shooting pistol for quite some time, and I can say with some confidence that you could train someone to hit a man-sized target consistently at 7 yards with a pistol within a couple of hours. With swords, however, it takes weeks or months or even years to properly teach their use in combat. With modern deployment schedules, it simply does not make sense to dedicate that much time to training in the use of a sidearm. The second problem with swords is that they are simply too cumbersome for a modern soldier to carry. Modern infantry are expected to move tactically and quickly and take positions kneeling, sitting, and lying down. These types of maneuvers are much more difficult to execute with a slab of metal tied to your side. Sitting in hot, cramped Humvees for hours on patrol is a common occurrence in Afghanistan, and a sword would make such patrols even more uncomfortable than they already are. Swords can also prevent quick entry and exit from vehicles, which can mean the difference between life and death in modern warfare. Swords would also be cumbersome in activities such as fast roping, parachuting, and diving. The third problem is that swords simply do not fit the roles that are expected of a sidearm. Many people seem to treat sidearms as if they are just a smaller main weapon, but in modern combat this is not the case. In modern combat, pistols are most often used as a way to get back to your main weapon in case of a jam, an empty magazine, or a misplacement. Special Forces operators are taught to quickly transition to their pistols and lay down fire so that they can get to a position where they can access their main weapon, which is superior in every way to their pistol. With a sword, you actually have to close it with the enemy to engage them, which you may have noticed is the exact opposite of a nice place to clear a malfunction. Another thing that is often overlooked is the impressive noise a pistol makes, which can in fact intimidate the enemy into a position where the soldier can put in a fresh magazine, or clear the malfunction, or run to the table where he left his rifle because he just wanted a goddamn coffee and didn't want to bring his M4 along. So that was just a brief overview on why pistols make more sense than swords in a modern context. There are other points that I can make about firepower, or the speed of follow-up shots, or the superior range of pistols, but this is just a look at how pistols fit in a modern context. I hope this has been informative.